The Natasha Richardson Award for Best Actress, of course, goes to Dame Maggie Smith.
From the stage to the silver screen, Maggie Smith's career seemed like a fairy tale, but behind the scenes, a bitter rivalry with a legendary actor, a dramatic slap during a performance, and a heartbreaking divorce plagued her journey. Even more astonishing was the dentist's revelation that nearly exposed her husband's infidelity. This is the dark side that Maggie Smith endured while captivating audiences worldwide. Dame Maggie Smith entered the world as Margaret Natalie Smith on December 28, 1934, in Ilford, Essex. As a child, Maggie was regaled with the romantic tale of how her parents met on a train journey from Glasgow to London, a story that undoubtedly sparked her imagination and love for storytelling. When she was 4 years old, the family relocated to the historic city of Oxford, where Maggie grew up alongside her older twin brothers, Alistair and Ian. Education played a significant role in Maggie's early life. She attended the prestigious Oxford High School, a private school known for its academic rigor and emphasis on arts and culture. However, at the age of 16, Maggie decided to pursue her passion for acting and left school to study at the Oxford Playhouse. At the young age of 17, Maggie Smith's acting career began to take shape when she starred as Viola in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night at the Oxford Playhouse in 1952. This performance, under the auspices of the Oxford University Dramatic Society, was just the beginning of her journey in the theatre world. She continued to hone her craft at the Oxford Playhouse, appearing in productions like Cinderella, Rookery Nook, and The Government Inspector. In 1956, Smith made her way across the pond to Broadway, where she made her debut in the revue New Faces of 56. This marked a significant step in her career, as she showcased her versatility by playing multiple roles in the production. The following year, she starred alongside Kenneth Williams in the musical comedy Share My Lettuce, further establishing herself as a rising star in the theater world. Smith's talent and dedication to her craft didn't go unnoticed. In 1962, she won the first of her record's 6 Best Actress Evening Standard Awards for her performances in Peter Shaffer's plays The Private Ear and The Public Eye. Her performances in these plays caught the eye of the legendary actor and director Laurence Olivier, who invited her to join his newly formed National Theatre Company at the Old Vic. Smith quickly became a fixture at the Royal National Theatre throughout the 1960s, but her relationship with Olivier was complex. According to British theatre critic Michael Coveney, a fierce rivalry developed between the two actors. Olivier, recognizing Smith's extraordinary talent, acknowledged her ability to excel in both comedy and tragedy. He even offered her the role of Desdemona in Shakespeare's Othello. However, their shared stage presence sparked a sense of competition, as both actors were known for their quick wit and sharp delivery. In a surprising revelation on The Graham Norton Show in 2015, Smith admitted that Olivier had actually slapped her across the face during a 1964 production of Othello. Despite this incident, she continued to work with him, showcasing her talent and resilience in productions like The Master Builder, The Recruiting Officer, and Much Ado About Nothing. Smith's film career began to blossom alongside her stage work. In 1956, she made her film debut in an uncredited role in the British drama Child in the House. By 1959, she earned her first of 18 British Academy Film Award nominations for her role in Nowhere to Go, her first credited film appearance. Her star continued to rise with a supporting role in the 1963 British drama The VIPs, starring alongside Hollywood heavyweights Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor. This role earned her a nomination for Best Supporting Actress at the Academy Awards, a testament to her growing recognition in the film industry. During this time, Smith also appeared in a variety of films, showcasing her versatility as an actress. She tackled comedic roles in Go to Blazes, 1962, dramatic roles in The Pumpkin Eater, 1964, alongside Anne Bancroft, and even historical figures in Young Cassidy, 1965. Maggie Smith's career reached new heights in the 1970s, solidifying her status as a leading lady of stage and screen. In 1969, she won the prestigious Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in the prime of Miss Jean Brodie. Smith's portrayal of the eccentric and controversial teacher was a tour de force, earning rave reviews from critics. Dave Keir of the Chicago Reader praised her technically stunning, emotionally distant performance, while another critic called it one of the best British films of the decade, highlighting Smith's mesmerizing portrayal of Miss Jean Brodie. Smith's talent wasn't confined to the big screen. In 1970, she took on the challenging title role in Ingmar Bergman's London production of Henrik Ibsen's play Hedda Gabler, earning her a second Evening Standard Theatre Award for Best Actress. She continued to shine on stage, making her Broadway debut in 1975 with the Noel Coward comedy Private Lives. Directed by the renowned John Gielgud, the play was a critical success, with Smith's performance receiving high praise for her comedic timing and physicality. The New York Times even described her as hilarious, explosively so. Smith's success on Broadway earned her a Tony Award nomination and a Drama Desk Award nomination, solidifying her reputation as a versatile and accomplished actress. She also made several guest appearances on The Carol Burnett Show during this period, showcasing her comedic skills and ability to connect with a wide audience. In 1972, Maggie Smith took on a role that showcased her eccentric charm as Augusta Bertram in George Cukor's film Travels with My Aunt. Her performance as the unconventional and adventurous aunt earned her a third Academy Award nomination for Best Actress, solidifying her reputation as a versatile and talented performer. She followed this up with a role in Love and Pain and the Whole Damn Thing, 1973, a bittersweet romantic comedy directed by Alan J. Pakula. While not a major commercial success, the film received critical acclaim, with critics praising Smith's ability to blend humor and pathos in her portrayal of a woman facing a terminal illness. Smith continued to shine in ensemble casts, appearing in the 1976 murder mystery comedy Murder by Death. Critics hailed her performance as the witty Dora Charleston, even though they wished she had been given more screen time. She also starred as the stern Miss Bowers in the 1978 Agatha Christie adaptation Death on the Nile, alongside a cast of Hollywood legends like Angela Lansbury and Bette Davis. That same year, Smith won her second Academy Award, this time for Best Supporting Actress, for her portrayal of an Oscar-nominated actress in Neil Simon's California Suite. It was a fitting win, as Smith herself had experienced the ups and downs of awards season throughout her career. Her comedic timing and sharp delivery of Simon's witty dialogue made her performance a standout. In addition to her film work, Smith continued to excel on stage. From 1976 to 1980, she graced the Stratford Shakespeare Festival in Ontario, Canada, with her presence, taking on iconic roles like Cleopatra in Antony and Cleopatra and Lady Macbeth in Macbeth. Her performances were met with rave reviews, showcasing her mastery of both classical and contemporary theater. In 1979, Smith returned to Broadway in Tom Stoppard's original play Night and Day. She played Ruth Carson, the wife of a British diplomat caught in the midst of a political conflict. While the play received mixed reviews, critics were unanimous in their praise for Smith's performance. The New York Times critic Walter Kerr even said that she could do wonders on stage, despite the play's flaws. Smith's dedication to the theater and her ability to elevate even the most challenging material earned her a second Tony Award nomination for Best Actress in a Play. In 1983, she received her first of 4 BAFTA TV Award nominations for her portrayal of the eccentric Mrs. Silly in the television film All for Love. She continued to showcase her versatility on television, starring as Susan in A Bed Among the Lentils, 1987, an episode of the acclaimed Talking Heads series written by Alan Bennett. This performance earned her a second BAFTA TV nomination, solidifying her reputation as a talented actress in both mediums. In 1981, Smith joined the ensemble cast of the Merchant Ivory film Quartet, a story set in 1920s Paris. Her performance as the eccentric and aging Lois Heidler earned her yet another BAFTA Award nomination for Best Actress. That same year, she ventured into the realm of Greek mythology, playing the goddess Thetis in the fantasy-adventure film Clash of the Titans. Smith's knack for comedic roles was on full display in the 1982 locked-room mystery film Evil Under the Sun. Her portrayal of Daphne Castle, a sharp-tongued playwright with a penchant for gossip, added a touch of humor to the suspenseful plot. She followed this up with a role in the 1983 comedy Better Late Than Never, starring alongside David Niven and Art Carney. 1984 was a particularly successful year for Smith. She won her second BAFTA Film Award for Best Actress for her role in the black comedy A Private Function, a quirky and hilarious film about a small English town's obsession with a pig during a time of rationing. Interestingly, 3 pigs were used during filming, all named Betty, and Smith even had to escape one of them during a particularly chaotic kitchen scene. That same year, Smith starred in the Hungarian-American film Lily in Love with Christopher Plummer, showcasing her ability to seamlessly transition between British and American productions. In 1978, she won her second Academy Award, this time for Best Supporting Actress, for her role in the comedy California Suite. But her talent wasn't limited to comedy. She also starred in dramatic films like The Lonely Passion of Judith Hearne, 1987, where she played a lonely spinster struggling with alcoholism and unrequited love. Her performance in this film earned her another BAFTA Award for Best Actress, solidifying her reputation as one of the most talented actresses of her generation. In between these film roles, Smith continued to dazzle on stage, earning critical acclaim for her performances in various productions. In 1981, she won her third Evening Standard Theater Award for Best Actress for her portrayal of Virginia Woolf in Virginia, a play about the troubled life of the iconic author. She then won her fourth Evening Standard Award in 1984 for her role as Millamant in The Way of the World, a restoration comedy known for its witty dialogue and complex characters. In 1987, Smith starred in the London production of Lettuce and Lovage, a comedy written specifically for her by playwright Peter Shaffer. The play, about a flamboyant tour guide who embellishes the history of a stately home, was a hit with audiences and critics alike. Smith's performance earned her an Olivier Award nomination, further cementing her status as a stage legend. She reprised the role of Lettuce Dufay in 1990 when the play transferred to Broadway, where she finally won the Tony Award for Best Actress in a Play. Critics raved about her performance, with Frank Rich of the New York Times calling her spellbinding and praising her ability to bring the character to life with humor and depth. Smith's film career continued to flourish with her role as Charlotte Bartlett in the Merchant Ivory production of A Room with a View, 1985. This critically acclaimed film, nominated for 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, showcased Smith's talent for both comedy and drama. Her performance earned her a 5th Oscar nomination and her 2nd Golden Globe Award. The early 1990s saw Maggie Smith gracing the silver screen in a series of popular comedies. One standout role was as Granny Wendy in Steven Spielberg's 1991 blockbuster Hook, a whimsical reimagining of the Peter Pan story. The film, starring Robin Williams as an adult Peter Pan and Dustin Hoffman as the villainous Captain Hook, was a major box office success, raking in a whopping $300 million. Smith's comedic timing and warmth as Granny Wendy endeared her to audiences, further solidifying her status as a versatile and beloved actress. Smith's comedic talents continued to shine in her next 2 roles. In 1992 and 1993, she played Mother Superior in the hit comedy films Sister Act and Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit, starring alongside Whoopi Goldberg. Her portrayal of the stern yet ultimately supportive nun brought laughter and heart to the films, showcasing her ability to bring depth and humor to even the most unexpected characters. While conquering the comedy genre, Smith also continued to impress in dramatic roles. In 1992, she received a British Academy Television Award nomination for her role as Mrs. Mabel Pettigrew in the TV film Memento Mori, a haunting tale of elderly women confronting their own mortality. She also earned a Primetime Emmy Award nomination for her chilling portrayal of Violet Venable in the 1993 PBS television film Suddenly, last summer, based on the Tennessee Williams play. But Smith's talents weren't limited to screen acting. In 1993, she returned to the stage in London's West End, taking on the iconic role of Lady Bracknell in Oscar Wilde's witty comedy The Importance of Being Earnest. This performance earned her another Olivier Award nomination, proving her enduring appeal as a stage actress. The following year, Smith's portrayal of a woman battling dementia in Edward Albee's play Three Tall Women garnered widespread critical acclaim. Critics hailed her performance as technically stunning and praised her ability to capture the nuances of aging and memory loss. This role earned her a record 5th Evening Standard Theater Award for Best Actress, solidifying her status as a theater legend. Maggie Smith's career reached new heights in the 2000s as she took on the iconic role of Professor Minerva McGonagall in the beloved Harry Potter film series. This magical franchise, based on J.K. Rowling's best-selling books, introduced Smith to a new generation of fans and solidified her status as a global icon. Smith's portrayal of the stern yet kind-hearted Hogwarts professor was a perfect match for her talent and charisma. She brought depth and complexity to the character, making McGonagall a fan favorite and a memorable part of the wizarding world. This role reunited Smith with Daniel Radcliffe, who had previously starred alongside her in the 1999 adaptation of Charles Dickens's David Copperfield. Smith's involvement in the Harry Potter series, which featured an ensemble cast of renowned British actors, further cemented her place in film history. The series was a massive success, becoming one of the highest-grossing film franchises of all time and captivating audiences worldwide. While promoting The Lady in the Van in 2016, Smith shared her fond memories of working on the Harry Potter films, particularly her interactions with Alan Rickman, who played the enigmatic Professor Severus Snape. She described Rickman as a terrific actor and a joy to be with. She even shared a funny anecdote about how they would run out of different reaction shots to give during filming, often resorting to exaggerated expressions of surprise or sadness when the camera turned to them. In 2001, Maggie Smith joined an ensemble cast for the murder mystery film Gosford Park, directed by Robert Altman. This intriguing film, set in a grand English country house in the 1930s, featured a star-studded cast including Michael Gambon, Helen Mirren, Kristen Scott Thomas, and many other British acting legends. Smith's portrayal of the haughty and snobbish Constance, Countess of Trentham, earned her a 6th Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. The film was a critical darling, with Roger Ebert calling it a joyous and audacious achievement. In 2002, Smith continued her streak of working with talented ensembles by starring in Divine Secrets of the Ya-Ya Sisterhood alongside Sandra Bullock and Ellen Burstyn. This heartwarming drama, based on Rebecca Wells's novel, explored the complex relationships between mothers and daughters. That same year, Smith reunited with her dear friend and fellow dame, Judi Dench, for David Hare's stage play, The Breath of Life. Their on-stage chemistry was electric, and the play was a hit with both critics and audiences. In 2003, Smith took home her first Primetime Emmy Award for her role in the HBO television film My House in Umbria. She played Mrs. Emily Delahunty, a British romance novelist who finds herself caught up in a terrorist attack while traveling in Italy. Her performance was both heartwarming and heartbreaking, earning her another Golden Globe nomination. Smith continued to work with talented actresses, reuniting with Judi Dench for the 2004 film Ladies in Lavender. This heartwarming drama, set in a small English village, told the story of two elderly sisters who take in a mysterious young man. Smith's performance as the more reserved and practical sister was a perfect complement to Dench's more outgoing and adventurous character. In 2005, Smith starred alongside Rowan Atkinson in the black comedy Keeping Mum. This quirky film about a vicar and his eccentric family was a box office success, with Smith's performance as the slightly dotty Grace Hawkins adding to the film's charm. She also appeared in the British costume drama Becoming Jane, 2007, playing a stern aunt to Anne Hathaway's portrayal of the young Jane Austen. In 2007, Maggie Smith returned to the stage in a revival of Edward Albee's play The Lady from Dubuque at the Theatre Royal Haymarket in London's West End. While the production itself received mixed reviews, Smith's performance was singled out for praise. Critic David Benedict of Variety acknowledged her magnetic presence, writing that the exception is Maggie Smith, who arrives in the last minute of the first act and then dominates the second. He further noted that even her immense talent couldn't salvage the overall production. That same year, Smith starred in another HBO television movie, Capturing Mary, alongside Ruth Wilson. Her performance in this dark and mysterious drama earned her a 4th Primetime Emmy Award nomination, highlighting her continued success on the small screen. Smith continued to explore diverse roles, appearing in the 2009 fantasy drama From Time to Time and the 2010 period comedy Nanny McPhee and The Big Bang, where she played Mrs. Docherty, a quirky and eccentric grandmother. But it was her role as Violet Crawley, the Dowager Countess of Grantham in the British period drama Downton Abbey, that truly cemented her status as a global icon. The show, which ran from 2010 to 2015, became a cultural phenomenon, and Smith's sharp wit and acerbic one-liners made her a fan favorite. Her portrayal of the Dowager Countess earned her 3 Primetime Emmy Awards, a Golden Globe Award, and 4 Screen Actors Guild Awards. Despite her success, Smith announced in 2015 that the 6th season of Downton Abbey would be her last, marking the end of an era for both the show and the actress. Maggie Smith's journey through love and marriage is as captivating as any of her on-screen performances. It all began in 1952 when she met the lovely playwright Beverly Cross at Oxford University's Museum of Art and Archaeology. Their paths intertwined again 6 years later when Smith starred in Cross's West End play Strip the Willow. Sparks flew, and Cross fell deeply in love with his leading lady. In a plot twist worthy of a Shakespearean drama, Cross, still married at the time, proposed to Smith. She agreed to wait for him to finalize his divorce, but fate had other plans. While patiently waiting for Cross, she met and fell in love with actor Robert Stevens, all thanks to Cross's insistence that she join the National Theatre. The drama intensified as both Smith and Stevens faced their own complicated relationships. While Stevens was married, Cross was in the midst of a divorce while working on the screenplay for Lawrence of Arabia. In 1967, the year Smith and Stevens finally tied the knot, tragedy struck when Stevens' ex-wife, Vivian Leigh, passed away. Their path to marriage was filled with twists and turns. Smith was pregnant with their first child when they decided to marry, but Stevens' divorce wasn't finalized yet. The couple faced challenges and obstacles, but their love for each other persevered. But like a seasoned actress, Smith devised a plan to protect her privacy. She took a break from acting until the baby was born, and if any nosy reporters came snooping, her journalist friend would write an exclusive and sympathetic story about her pregnancy. Luckily, Stevens' divorce came through just in time, and they tied the knot 10 days before their son, Chris Larkin, was born. The first few years of their marriage seemed blissful, with Smith claiming she was unaware of Stevens' drinking problem. In 1969, they even starred together in the critically acclaimed film The Prime of Miss Jean Brodie, solidifying their status as Britain's power couple of the theater world. But behind the scenes, darkness was creeping in. By the late 1970s, Stevens' career had plummeted, and he was battling alcoholism and infidelity. While playing the lead in Billy Wilder's The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, he even attempted suicide. It was a desperate cry for help, a sign that he was spiraling out of control. Smith, meanwhile, was left to pick up the pieces of their crumbling marriage. She later confessed that she didn't understand what was happening, and it was tearing everyone apart. Stevens' numerous affairs only added to the pain and confusion. In a heartbreaking twist, Smith was forced to confront the truth about her husband's infidelity when his dentist friend threatened to reveal it. In a shocking confession, the dentist admitted to having an affair with Stevens' receptionist, who was also his mistress. The couple tried to salvage their marriage, but Stevens' diagnosis of hypermania, characterized by violent mood swings and reckless behavior, only made things worse. After 6 years of turmoil, Smith decided she had enough. She filed for divorce in 1973, ending their tumultuous relationship. After the split, Beverly Cross, the playwright who had captured Maggie's heart years before, also ended his second marriage. It was a twist of fate that brought them back together, and in 1975, they finally tied the knot, fulfilling their long-held love for each other. They started their new life together in Ontario, Canada, where Maggie worked for 5 years. Stevens never reached out to Maggie or their sons, leaving Beverly to step in as a father figure. For the next 23 years, Maggie and Beverly shared a deep and loving partnership. Sadly, their happiness was cut short when Beverly passed away in 1998 from heart disease. Maggie was heartbroken, admitting that she still missed him deeply even years later. She never remarried, declaring that there was no way she would ever find another love like Beverly. He was the rock in her life, her constant support and companion. The grief was so profound that she struggled to find meaning and joy in life without him. It seems a bit pointless, going on one's own and not having someone to share it with, she confided in an interview. Even years later, Smith continued to feel the void left by Cross's passing. She would often dream about him and revisit the places where they had first met. While she found solace in her work, the loss of her soulmate never truly healed. Despite the heartbreak, Smith's acting career continued to flourish. She had an impressive range, tackling both comedic and dramatic roles with equal skill, from Shakespearean heroines to the sharp-witted Dowager Countess of Grantham in Downton Abbey. Smith's performances consistently captivated audiences and earned her numerous awards and accolades. Her 2 Oscars, 5 BAFTAs, 3 Emmys, 3 Golden Globes, and a Tony Award are a testament to her extraordinary talent and versatility. Even at an age when many actors contemplate retirement, Maggie Smith shows no signs of slowing down. At 87 years old, she remains a sought-after actress with a career that seems to be in perpetual high summer. She loves the creative energy and camaraderie on set, and the thought of retiring fills her with a sense of emptiness. Despite the physical demands of acting, Smith finds the alternative, the bleakness of not doing it, even more daunting. She cherishes the friendships she makes while working, and the thought of missing out on those connections is simply unbearable for her. Maggie Smith, despite her iconic status and numerous awards, has never shied away from giving back to the community and supporting important causes. Her philanthropic endeavors have touched various areas, from disaster relief to health advocacy and the arts. In September 2011, she offered her support to raise funds for rebuilding the Court Theatre in Christchurch, New Zealand, following the devastating earthquake that ravaged the area. Her commitment to helping those in need extended beyond her own country, showcasing her compassion and global perspective. In 2012, Smith became a patron of the International Glaucoma Association, now known as Glaucoma UK, using her platform to raise awareness about this eye condition and its impact on people's lives. Her advocacy helped shed light on a disease that often goes undiagnosed, encouraging early detection and treatment. Smith also showed her support for the arts and theatre, becoming a patron of the Oxford Playhouse, the very place where her acting career began. It was a heartwarming gesture that paid homage to her roots and demonstrated her commitment to nurturing young talent. Her philanthropic work extended beyond the UK, with Smith becoming a vice president of the Royal Theatrical Fund, a charity that supports those in the entertainment industry who are struggling with illness, injury, or financial difficulties. She also lent her support to various animal welfare organizations, even donating a drawing of her own hand to a celebrity auction for cats' protection. In 2020, Smith participated in a virtual event alongside other legendary actors like Kenneth Branagh, Judi Dench, and Ian McKellen. This Zoom conversation, titled "For One Night Only," raised funds for the charity Acting for Others, which provides support to those working in the entertainment industry who are facing hardship. The following year, Smith joined forces with Kathleen Turner for another streaming event, this time in support of the Royal Theatrical Fund. These events showcased her commitment to helping those in need within the industry she loved and her unwavering support for charitable causes.